Good morning, natural gas. It's Monday, July the 13th, 2026. I'm Tim Beggans, president of ELK Trading Company, and this is the top news for natural gas. Number one, the Strait of Hormuz is closed again. Number two, in Europe, there'll be cooler weather arriving for France and other countries around July the 19th. Number three, Typhoon Bobby is battering eastern China right now. And number four, in the US, extreme heat is in the upper Midwest through Saturday. Let's turn to the spot August contract, and we're down yet again. This is the fourth straight day of lower prices. We're currently trading at 286.60, down 7.4 cents, or a little over 2.5%. As you can see right now, the RSI is still in the sell mode. We are out of that range we had previously between 306 and 341.5. So it's down and continues to go lower. Let's take a look, just glancing here at the weekly chart. As you can see, we're making new lows on the weekly chart. It is trying to go sideways because of this heavy price action. We're well below the 13 and 48 period exponential moving averages. And let's turn to the hourly chart. We are below the daily pivot today, which came in at 294.5. The RSI is still turning lower here. So we're testing first support here at 2869. Our next support level, 279.70. So RSI is pointing lower. Looks like we're still pushing down at this stage. Why? Well, part of it has to do with the weather. Part of it has to do with LNG, and part of it has to do with typhoons. Let's take a look at the front to back spreads here. This is Jan versus the October spread. And because of the weakness up front, the Jan-October spread is widening. Yet again, we're up almost 3%, over 3% here. The RSI's turned to the upside. We're currently trading at 135.20 right now for the Jan versus the October spread. This is the injection spread. Let's turn to ERCOT. And here is ERCOT right now. The renewables are going to be down today, only down to about 26,000. And yet our load today is lower as well, just below 75,000 megawatts in the system. And there is some cooler weather coming in through the north here with rain. And as you can see right now, because of the low wind, we're currently 51% of the fuel mix here for natural gas. That's good news, even on the lower day. Let's turn to the grid for the United States, and here's the pain already in SPP, popping already this morning here up to about $88. As you can see, PJM is going to be about 161, and MISO is expected to be over $227 today. So that's your pain right now, MISO, PJM, and then SPP. Let's take a look at the weather. And this is the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. And as you can see, near normal temperatures. That's right, it's still July. But as you can see, it's not above normal from Chicago back to New York and Boston. So this is the heavy populated weighted area for natural gas consumption, and it's just near normal. So the above normal temperatures, again, Pacific Northwest and Florida at this time. Even Texas is just around seasonal, slightly above. Let's take a look at the heat risk map here. And as you can see today, we have heat risk here in the upper Midwest, over 5.6 million people under extreme heat risk. This continues through Saturday here for the upper Midwest. But as you can see, there's some warmer temperatures coming in toward DC and places like Chicago, as well as the Carolinas here all the way through Saturday. This is the eastern half of the country, with the exception of New York to Boston. And then Sunday, it eases up a bit. And that's that near normal temperatures trying to push in from Chicago back to New York. And let's take a look at the heat risk map here going forward. This is the 16th. And as you can see, their triple digits are rare here at this stage, still in the Carolinas for the moment here. But as we get further and further into the forecast period, it gets cooler in the Northeast. So the Chicago to New York area remains near seasonal to maybe even slightly below. As you can see, the heat risk here remains between Texas to Florida, back up to the Carolinas, as we go all the way out to the 27th here. That's my birthday. It is just about Texas here. So it is fairly light here as we get late in the forecast period. Let's take a look at Europe here. And as you can see, still extreme temperatures in France, but this gets better as we go through the forecast period here. They get some relief starting the 19th. There it is, coming in Saturday night and into Sunday. Cooler temperatures finally start to arrive into France and Germany. The warmer temperatures start to push south into Spain, Portugal, and Italy. And then, as you can see, cooler temperatures really coming through the end of the forecast period for Eastern Europe, although it starts to warm up a little bit again in France as we get late into the month here. There is still some extreme temperatures all the way back into Tuesday, July the 28th. Let's take a look at European storage. And yep, Belgium, which came out of the World Cup, sorry about that, 26% full. And then you can see the UK here at 22% full. The Netherlands is pushing forward now, almost 30% full. So overall, not a bad picture. It's still low, but we do have some problem countries that are going to have to figure out what to do now that the Strait of Hormuz is closed yet again. And talking about the weather here, we're going to talk about, this is JKM, and it's down almost 6% today. The RSI is trying to turn lower. Why? Typhoon Bobby. And let's take a look at that in just a minute. But here is the weather map here for China and parts of Korea's and Japan. As you can see, this is the weather anomaly map here. And we get warmer temperatures here from Shanghai going back up a little bit toward the capital city. But it starts back and forth between cooler temperatures, and then here comes the heat. Here comes the weather. Right at the end of the month, we start seeing some warmer temperatures all the way back up from eastern China back up to Beijing, but Korea's and Japan look about seasonal. Let's turn to the U.S. LNG, and this is Cameron, and this was popping yesterday about 1.551, and now it shows total scheduled quantity, or TSQ, is above nameplate capacity. This is unusual, so we'll keep a careful eye on this and see if this gets revised lower later in the day. Let's take a look at Freeport, and again, Freeport is going down for maintenance. It was started on the 10th and will be through late August. As you can see, one full train is down. We're currently just at 1.156, call it. So that means that at least one full train is down for at least this month and into August. And let's take a look at Creole Trail, which feeds Sabine Pass. And as you can see, that maintenance is finished at Gillis Compressor Station. So this has popped back up to 1.51 out of 1.7. That's good news there. But let's take a look over at Corpus Christi. Still not recovering fully here. We're at 2.35 out of 2.75. So still almost 400,000 of open capacity at Corpus Christi. And let's take a look at Venture Global, and this is feeding Calcasieu Pass. Again, this is even worse. It's almost 610,000 MMBTUs of open capacity. Had been running about 400,000 for the last few weeks. This is a pop in the wrong direction. And let's take a look at Plaquemines. It's actually got some open capacity today, almost 79,000 MMBTUs. So that is starting to throttle back just a little bit here. And Golden Pass, same thing, throttling back a little bit. Maybe the heat and humidity here. We're just about 423,000 MMBTUs into train 1. Again, capacity here 800 to 850,000 MMBTUs once it gets fully stabilized. Let's take a look at the U.S. nuclear outages. And currently, right now, we are looking at 1.5 gigawatts are offline. Basically, this is, again, Fermi is 59%. And then you can see some spot outages here at Waterford at 3%, Monticello here at 5%, and then Perry at 1%. Otherwise, we're still waiting for Palisades nuclear power plant to come online sometime this year. And let's take a look at the drought, which was issued last week here. Again, we've made some improvements in Texas, but still the southeast, in particular, the Carolinas, all the way back up to Virginia, and even parts of New Jersey here are still in some drought, as well as the interior west, which continues to get even worse. Let's take a look at the tropics, and here is the lower part of the Caribbean, and it is just, well, just muck. Unfortunately, nothing here to develop because we've got a massive plume of Saharan air layer coming off of Africa and all the way back here into Texas, into Houston. That's right. It's making things miserable even for me. And this dust is going to inhibit any storm development in the mid-Atlantic, in the Caribbean, or in the Gulf of America / Mexico. And here is tropical typhoon Bobby. That's right. This is Shanghai here. The capital city is to the north. And as you can see, this is dampening demand in China at this stage. And here is where it's forecast. It's supposed to go offshore here and into North Korea. Not so good for those. And then it pushes north toward Hokkaido up in Japan, the northern island there. That would be on Wednesday. Let's take a look at the stocks in the oil and gas E&P sector. Stocks between $2 and $10 billion have a high short float over 10%. And as you can see right now, it's a sea of green. That's great news because crude oil is up on the Strait of Hormuz being closed yet again. And as you can see right here, the natural gas stocks, CRK and CNX, are probably the laggards here for a reason. And as you can see here, again, talking about the August natural gas contract, we're currently down even further. We're at 285, even down 9 cents or over 3%. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.